The F-22 Raptor can detect an enemy aircraft from 250 nautical miles away, long before that pilot even realizes the Raptor is in the same airspace. It can track, classify, and prepare to engage that threat before a single warning light appears inside the enemy cockpit. Yet, despite this overwhelming advantage, the F-22 cannot directly tell an F-35 flying just 30 nautical miles behind it what it has just detected. America's most capable air superiority fighter operates in near-total tactical isolation. This is not a design flaw. It is the unavoidable result of physics. Every signal you transmit, every byte of targeting data, every command, every update, becomes a detectable emission across the electromagnetic spectrum. A radar warning receiver does not need to see your aircraft. It only needs to hear you. And in modern combat, being heard is often as dangerous as being seen. Stealth and broadcast communication fundamentally conflict. The F-22 was built to prioritize stealth above all else, and it has paid that price for nearly 3 decades. In 2026, however, the U.S. Air Force is implementing a solution that does not violate physics, but instead works around it. The service is installing a system that allows F-22 pilots to command collaborative combat aircraft, autonomous or semi-autonomous drones, directly from the cockpit. This is not theoretical. This is hardware being installed into 142 operational aircraft. The original design decision made in 1997 is not being reversed. Instead, a new layer of capability is being added to compensate for what the F-22 itself cannot do. To understand the problem, imagine you are an engineer in 1997, tasked with designing the communication system. Your requirements are simple, but impossible to fully satisfy. The aircraft must be undetectable, and it must communicate effectively with friendly forces. Electromagnetic physics makes it clear that you cannot achieve both perfectly. So you choose which capability matters most. The backbone of modern Western air combat is Link 16, a tactical data link used across NATO forces. Fighters, warships, ground stations, and airborne early warning aircraft all rely on it. When an F-35 detects a target, it broadcasts that information across the network, allowing every friendly unit within range to instantly share the same operational picture. The system works because it broadcasts signals over long distances, ensuring reliability and coverage. But that same strength is also its greatest weakness for stealth aircraft. A signal strong enough for friendly forces to receive is also strong enough for enemy sensors to intercept. The moment a stealth aircraft transmits on Link 16, it effectively announces its presence. The F-22 avoids this by using the Intra-Flight Data Link, or IFDL. Instead of broadcasting, it sends highly directional, narrow signals aimed precisely at intended receivers. These signals hop frequencies rapidly and last only fractions of a second, making them extremely difficult to detect or interpret. The trade-off is clear. The F-22 remains electromagnetically silent, but it can only communicate with other F-22s. It cannot push its radar data into the wider network without revealing itself. This creates a unique operational reality. The F-22 can see more than any other aircraft in the formation, yet it cannot share that information freely. It operates like a silent observer, building a detailed picture of the battle space that remains locked inside the cockpit. Coordination is still possible through indirect methods, relay aircraft, pre-planned strategies, but these solutions are slower and less flexible. In modern warfare, where engagements unfold in seconds, even small delays can be critical. A second major challenge is detecting enemy stealth aircraft without emitting signals. Radar is effective, but it reveals the user. To remain undetected, the F-22 must rely on passive sensing. Infrared Search and Track Systems, or IRST, provide this capability by detecting the heat signatures of aircraft engines. These systems require no transmission, meaning they add nothing to the aircraft's electromagnetic footprint. However, IRST comes with a critical limitation. It cannot determine range. It can identify direction, but it cannot measure distance. Range is essential for weapons employment. Modern missiles require precise targeting data to calculate their trajectory. Without range, there is no valid firing solution. To overcome this, the F-22 uses triangulation. By combining data from multiple sensors at different positions, it can calculate the exact location of a target. This is where collaborative combat aircraft become essential.
Drones equipped with IRST sensors spread out across the battlespace, creating a geometric baseline. Each drone independently measures the direction of the same target. These measurements are transmitted back to the F-22 using IFDL. The aircraft then calculates where those lines intersect, determining the target's position and range without ever using radar. This approach is elegant but not without limitations. Accuracy depends on the distance between the drones. If they are too close together, precision decreases. Environmental conditions such as humidity or cloud cover can also reduce IRST effectiveness. Despite these challenges, the system provides a powerful method for detecting stealth targets while maintaining complete silence. In a typical mission scenario, the F-22 remains positioned behind the forward edge of the threat environment, using extended-range fuel tanks to maintain distance. When engagement begins, these tanks are discarded to restore full stealth performance. Drones move ahead, taking on specialized roles. Some perform triangulation, others conduct electronic warfare, and others act as decoys. All communication flows through the undetectable IFDL network. To the enemy, these drones appear as isolated aircraft with no visible coordination. The controlling F-22 remains invisible, silently processing data and directing the engagement. When a target is confirmed, the F-22 launches a missile from high altitude, where reduced air density allows for greater speed and range. The attack is executed without any detectable emissions, leaving the enemy unaware of the source. This system does not replace the F-22. It multiplies its effectiveness. It allows a single aircraft to extend its reach, awareness, and lethality without compromising stealth. Interestingly, the very limitation that prevents the F-22 from sharing data widely also makes it extremely difficult for enemies to detect its communications. Because IFDL is not a standardized waveform, it does not appear in enemy signal libraries. Adversaries may detect the drones, but they cannot identify or locate the controlling aircraft. Modern air combat is evolving. The advantage no longer belongs to the aircraft that fires first, but to the one that remains undetected the longest. The lessons learned from these systems are shaping the next generation of aircraft, including the future F-47. Decades of operational experience combined with new technologies are being integrated into future designs. The F-22 is not being replaced. It is becoming the foundation for what comes next. Emerging technologies such as helmet-mounted displays may further transform the role of the pilot. Instead of manually controlling systems, pilots may direct operations simply by looking at targets or drones. This reduces the gap between human intent and machine execution, turning the pilot into a coordinator of autonomous systems. As these technologies mature, a larger question emerges. How much human involvement is still necessary in combat operations? Every capability and every limitation described here is rooted in physics. The engineers who designed the F-22 made the correct decision for their time. Today's engineers are not undoing that decision. They are building around it, creating new systems that work within the same physical constraints while expanding what is operationally possible.